All right, we've got our little prop. One-arm drills in swimming, I think, are one of the most effective and efficient ways to work on your stroke. Kind of similar to one-leg drills in cycling when you're forced to work only on one side. It really engages that efficiency. So we're going to use a kickboard for this drill, and I'm going to obviously show you in the water. But you want to hold that board straight out in front of you and make sure that you hold it like an egg. You don't want to death grip the board, but holding it nice and gently out in front of you. So in this case, I'm going to be using my right arm to do all the work. Right arm isn't holding the board. What's really important about this drill is that you've got to keep this arm always stretched out in front. You don't want to overstretch it, but nice and long and lean, very similar to your stroke in the pool without the board. When you swim, that arm goes out in front. The board is that same mimic of what you want. Sometimes you see people doing one-arm drills and you see this start to happen, where their hand is still holding the board, but the arm starts to bend a little bit. So you want to be sure and conscious that that arm is always stretched out in front. You're looking at the bottom of the pool when you're not breathing, and it's simply working that one side, forcing you to rotate that body to get that breath. Head goes back in the water. When you're not taking a stroke, taking that breath and head back in. With one arm, the timing of the breathing is you want to almost as if you're watching the arm when you take the breath. Arm enters, and it's almost as if you're watching that hand. When you're swimming, both arms, watching the timing of this, when that shoulder and that hip is most dropped is when that head is taking a breath, and then the head back in the water. So again, with the other side, arm is stretched out in front, head will be in, head is turning to take that breath, and then it's going to go into the pool for any other time. Stroke always out in front. And then we'll progress to where you won't use the board, and I'm going to show you in the water, but arm will stay out in front. The hardest part of this drill without the board is making sure that that arm stays out in front. Sometimes it'll stay straight, but you'll see the arm start to drop. We don't want this. It's always going to be at the surface, similar to how you swim when you take a breath. Your stretched arm isn't down here, it's out here. So that'll be the hardest part without the board. But for now, good place to start.
One arm drill, we're going to start with the board. Arm stays locked out in front and hips down. Now with the one-arm drills without the board, remember that arm stays not just straight, but at the surface. Be careful you don't let that arm drop or go to the side as you take a breath. It's always out in front of you. As you take that breath, never drops or bends.